Hi everyone, welcome to another tutorial, and today it's going to be art journal. Now these are some of the journals that I think I made 2-3 months back as opposed to my previous art journal tutorial which were quite old. So I hope this setup is much better than the last one. Anyways, I start off with a CrafTangles A5 diary. As always, with all the products that I'll talk about throughout the video, they'll be linked below for you all in the description of this video as well as in the blog post of the video in case you are interested. So I start off with some of the Tim Holtz distressing. The color I have already shown you, and I am adding that on top of the diary using some ink blending brushes. Now, as you can clearly see, I'm not worried about doing a clear cut blending or anything like that because this color is hardly going to show. It's like a background shadow color that we are doing. And then what I'm doing is I added some splatters of water on top of it and just took away that splatters with some paper napkin, and this kind of created that splattered look. Next up, I'm going to do some stamping on top of it. For stamping, I'm using one of my favorite script stamp, which is old newspaper, and I'm using that with Versafine Onyx black ink. Now, I normally use Versafine Onyx black ink for all my black ink stamping because it is waterproof and this is a very long lasting ink pad. Next up is me showing you the transfer that I'll be using. So this is Floral Elements 13. Again, the product, I'll link down all the Floral Elements transfer below for you all. Now I've already transferred this on a piece of paper, fussy cut it and kept it ready. But if you're new to my channel and don't know how to use transfers on paper, please stay with me. In my second part of the video, which is the left side of the page, I'll be showing you how I transferred it on a piece of paper. But right now, consider that I have already transferred it on a piece of paper, which is like a 250 GSM cardstock, and then I have fussy cut it down so that it's ready for the project creation. Here I wanted to use like the wreath, and I wanted to use it in two parts. That is why I'm cutting, and I'm showing you how I fussy cut my elements. I'm just showing you one of the elements because it would have been time consuming showing you all the elements. And here you can see how I create the layout for my journaling. So this is just a rough idea that I was creating of how I want the elements to go on. Now, of course, my focal point, which is going to be the girl, should stand out. So she is on a foam tape. And then what I am doing is I have stuck her first using some blue foam tape. And then I'm kind of adding the side elements or the supporting elements on left, right, bottom, top, etc. And depending on where they are going, whether they are going on a top of a girl like this candle stand, which is going to go slightly on top of a girl. So for those cases, I'm using some blue foam tape because remember our girl is already foam mounted, and the rest of the elements like the supporting flowers, wreaths, pieces, etc. are going to be in the background, so that I'm directly sticking using some school glue. And here you can make page as elaborate as you want. You can play around with different elements, see what suits, what doesn't, because that is what I normally do, and what appeals to you visually is what you should finally do it. Now that the elements are ready, we'll go to the fun part, which is adding stickers like sentiment, what day of journaling it is, if you are into daily journaling, etc. So here I was trying to do almost daily journaling, and this is my October 15th page, and that is why I have selected this date stickers, and then I am rounding the day of the month, that is whether it is day of the week, that is, sorry, and in this case it was I think Saturday or Sunday, so I have selected the appropriate day and I have circled it off. Next up, I'm selecting these sentiments, which are from our journal sentiments, and I kind of went with the ones which I felt went beautifully with this page, and that is Vibes Today, Heavenly. And then you have that longer quote, which is so beautiful to me. And here was me showing you the close up of the page. Now on to the left side of the page, remember this is where we'll be using transfer directly on journal. So in case you're new and don't know how to use transfers, this is the perfect tutorial for it. So here you can see the design that I'm using. This is again a Floral Elements. I think this is a different number which I had shown you on the screen right now. Don't worry, all the Floral Element transfers are linked down below in the tutorial for you all to check it out. So here I'm kind of fussy cutting it around the design, and you can see I'm not being super precise. All I'm doing is just, I don't want like a rectangle or circle, so I'm just cutting around the design very roughly. So once that is done, I will kind of decide where I want the element to go, placement, etc. Now before I do that, I wanted to add some stamping for some interest. So here I'm using another stamp. This is Script Stamp by CrafTangles, and again I'm using the same ink pad because, as I said, this is waterproof ink, and with transfer you'll use water, so you will need a waterproof ink. Now here, how is transfer used is you remove the backing or the silicone backing of the transfer, and then you put the design face down onto your base. It could be MDF, it could be chipboard, it could be gessoed surface like glass, or it could be diary in our case. Then you burnish the design properly, like how you saw me putting force and sticking it properly, and then add water like how I am doing. I am quite generous with water, not extremely that it creates puddle, but not so less that it does not wet the design properly. Now here you can see whatever was the excess water, I kind of took a tissue and I tilted my journal and removed that excess water. Now here you can see in real time how many seconds I gave for the transfers to react, which was like normally my idea is I give it 20 to 30 seconds, and this video is only sped up at 2 speed. So you can see in real time, like, how much time am I taking. If you want to time me, you could definitely time me. Like whatever seconds come in the video, just multiply that by 2 is how many seconds I gave. I think I eyeball it to somewhere around 30 seconds. It may be, like 40 seconds. I haven't timed myself. And here you can see how easily the backing slides off, transferring the details, the beautiful image of the carriage onto the diary. And this is very similar to how, you do like tattoos when we were kids. So this is similar, but not on your skin, of course. This you can use on your MDF, diary, etc. Now here is another transfer that I am using, which is called Princess. And I have already again, transferred this on a piece of paper and kind of kept it ready. And I was just showing you that's going to be the focal point. Before I did that, I felt like, the carriage was hanging in the air. So I added this piece of the greenery, which was from the same carriage transfer. And I'm following the exact same process that I did for the carriage. So I cut it out, fussy cut it out. Then I put it I removed the plastic backing. Then I put it face down onto my diary, added some water. Before that, I burnished the design thoroughly onto my page, and I give it a few seconds to react, and I simply slide off the backing paper. Now that the design is ready and everything is dried, I will put my princess, and I kind of decided on the placement. As always, she's foam mounted because I like to put my focal point on a increased height. They just emphasize your focal point even more. Now for the sentiment, I am using the same journal sentiments that I used on the right page. However, instead of using the white sheet, I am using the black sheet. So all these are part of the combo like journal sentiment pack. You get 4 sheets of white stickers and 4 sheets of black stickers. What I have used on the right is the white, and on the left is the black stickers. And again, I kind of decided and went with the design and the sentiment that kind of reminded me of that particular page. So this is more about magic, and you can of course, zoom in and see, but don't worry, I will be adding a lot of zoomed in images at the end of this video. Next up, once I'm happy with how the sentiment looks, I will be using the same date stickers that I used on the right page. Today that I did this was October 22. Again, I have marked the date, circled the day of the date, and here you can see all the beautiful zoomed in images that I was talking about. I hope this gave you some ideas on how you can use transfers, stickers, stamping on your journaling to elevate it further. I'll see you soon with another tutorial. Till then, guys, take care. Bye bye.